This is the homework solution for page 220, number 17, 18, 23, and 26. The instructions ask us to write an equation of a line in slope-intercept form with the given slope and y-intercept. Afterwards, graph the solution. Number 17, it gives us the slope equals to 5, the y-intercept equals to 8. They, they ask us for the equation in slope-intercept form, so let me highlight that for you. Okay. Right? My first thing is I'm actually going to write what slope-intercept form is. Slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b, where the green m here is the slope and the purple b here is the y-intercept. Okay, you just need to know that's the basic um, definition, right? Using the slope-intercept form. So m equals to the slope. So here's the slope. I'm going to make that green, and for slope we use the symbol m. It's really hard for us to graph just when we do slope. We have to make sure it's in fraction form. Okay, so the fraction form of 5 is 5 over 1. Remember, any number is a fraction. That is just that number divided by 1. Okay, y-intercept here is purple. All right, so and we're going to use that as a b. Okay, there you go. That is the equation. Okay, we have the slope and y-intercept form. Now, like it says, okay, let's write it in that form. Okay, all right. Let me just grab the equation. Let me, right, m is equal, that becomes 5 over 1, and the b becomes 8. Okay, that is my equation in slope-intercept form. All right, there you go. Right, so now let's graph it. We should always start at the y-intercept, which is 8. So let me go to 8. You can't really see this well, so let me zoom in, okay? Do you see the 8? Okay. So the 8 here is y-intercept, because that is the where the line passes through the y-intercept. So that is the 8. And based on the slope, okay, it's telling us to go up 5 across 1. Okay, so the next one, right, based on, sorry, let me put this here. Okay, now based on what it wants us to do, it now wants us to go do the slope. Okay, it says go up 5. So let's go up 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is up 1 and across 5, right? So that should be my second dot. Oh, okay. There you go. Now I can just draw a line through it. Oh, that is a bad line. Okay, now I can just draw a line to it. Okay. All right, you can connect the line much better if you want. There you go. That would be my graph. Okay. Here, let me zoom out here. All right. In theory, the line would go on forever. Okay. There you go. But that would be how the graph looks like. Okay. There you go. Let me just move that so you can see it. Okay. All right. Good. So that is how this one looks like. Okay. Let's go to the next problem. Okay. Slope equals to 3, y-intercept equals to 10. Here it is in slope-intercept form. Slope again, we use the color green to color code that. And that becomes an m because that is the notation. Again, we need to put that in fraction format. So that's 3 over 1. Y-intercept is purple. And we make that the letter B for y-intercept. Now, we want to write it in slope-intercept form. So, what goes in for the slope is 3 over 1. And what goes in for B here is 10. That is what the equation is in sloped-intercept form. Now let's graph it. Okay. All right, here's the whole graph. Let me zoom in so you can see it better. Here it says start at the y-intercepts, which is 10. Okay. Now, based on the slope, it says go up 3, across 1. Right? That's what 3 over 1 is. Okay? Many of you see it as this format. Okay? Which is okay. To help you visualize it, you can think about it in terms of this way. If that helps, okay? Rise over run. Okay? Alright, so here it tells us to go up 3, right? That's your rise. Okay, so here, let's go up 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Then across 1. Boom. Okay, put a dot there. Right? Another way I do it is I do the opposite. So you see how this is up 3 across 1? Another way I can do it is I can go down 3. Okay. Based on the slope, I just do the opposite. Down 3, 1, 2, 3, and across 1. Okay. And I put a dot here. The reason I do that is just, you don't have to, but the reason I do that is so I could get 3 points, right? You only need 2 points to really graph, but here this just makes it so much easier for me. Okay. Again, this is something that you don't need to do. Right. Right. Oh, oh. Let's draw that line here. There you go. Let me extend that a little bit further. Let me extend this a little bit further, okay? The line does go on forever, right? There you go. That would be the graph for number 18, where it is y equals 3 over 1, x plus 10. There you go. Okay? Right. Next, they say to graph this equation. To graph any equation, we have to have it in one form, and the form is called y equals mx plus b, which is slope-intercept form. So, I want this equation in slope-intercept form. How am I going to do that? I'm going to get y alone. How do I get y alone? I have to move things, right? Because right now, there is this negative 3x. Alright, so my first step, again, is to always rewrite my original equation. Let me just make sure that you're aware. I always rewrite my original equation. I need y to be alone. Do you see how y is alone? Right? So I have to get rid of this negative 3x. To get rid of the whole thing, I add it to both sides. Okay? I add it to both sides. The fact that I add it to both sides, now I get 3 equals 2. 3x plus 6, right? Because what's left over on my left-hand side? This and this becomes 0. So I get a y on my left-hand side. On my right-hand side, it becomes 3x plus 6. Okay? This is now in slope-intercept form because I have my slope and I have my y-intercept. The only thing I would change here is I want the slope in fraction format, which is going to be 3 over 1. Okay, the reason I do that is it helps me see what is my change in y and my change in x. Okay. Okay. My slope is 3 over 1 and my y-intercept is 6. I'm going to use that information to help us graph. Okay. Alright, so let's start off at our y-intercept. 6. It says 6 here. So I put my dot here in 6. Right? Based on what the slope says. Okay. Another way for you to look at that is your rise, and you can use run if you want. Okay. That is a way for you to look at it to help you graph. Okay, you can think about it as rise over run. Okay, so let's make that green here. Okay, all right. It says go up 3, 1, 2, 3, then across 1. Right, that's what rise and run is positive 1. So I'm now gonna make that a purple. Okay, and put my second dot here. Right, again I'm gonna do it. Okay, now I have 2 dots. Now I can connect it with a line. There you go. Oh, here, let me connect this with the line. There you go. Okay, that is how that would look like. Okay, my y-intercept, go up 3, across 3. Okay. Another way people do it is they just keep repeating it, right? So they keep going up 3, across. Right here, let me show you. What sometimes students have done is they have more points. So do you see how this is up 3, right? Rise is 3, run is 1. Up 3, across 1, second point. Up 3, across 1. Up 3, across 1. It just gives them a better graph, right? Okay, good. And that, there you go. Next one. Guess as y equals 7x minus 1. Oh, minus 7. And to graph it, we always want it into y equals mx plus b format. Okay, so um, it's y is already alone, so it looks like it's already in slope-intercept form, right? This is already in slope-intercept form. The only thing I would change is my slope. I always want that in fraction format, which is going to be 7 over 1. And, okay, so now I can get my 2 pieces that I need. My slope, which is going to be 7 over 1, and my y-intercept, which is going to be negative 7. Okay, I'm going to use that information to help us graph. Okay, I'm going to start here, at my negative 7. So I'm going to go down, negative 7. Okay, negative 7 right here. Put that dot there. Okay, and it says to go up by 7, then to the, so let me just copy that here for you so you can see what I'm doing in my slope. Okay, okay, so the slope is telling me, all right, to go up 1, no, up 7 across 1, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? Then across 1, then that's going to be my second point. Okay. Whoa, let me get that. Right? Right. Then let's do that again one more time. Right? You only really need 2 points. Right? Uh, up 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Across 1, and make that purple right here. Good. There you go. Now you can connect the 2 dots, or the 3 dots in this case. Okay. There you go. There you go. Right. It should be extended a little bit further. Right. Okay. Oh, okay. So, right. A line goes on forever. Right. There you go. Okay. So that is how the graph should look like. I can zoom in if you want to see it a little bit better. Okay, there you go. That is how the graph looks like. Okay, there you go. That is the homework solution for page 220, number 17, 18, 23, and 26.